conduct, CNN host Don Lemon suggested, what is this, Thursday? This is Tuesday, that sexism was in part responsible for the criticism of Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server, commenting that as the first woman with a real shot at winning the White House, the men at the top would have a lot to say about her. Lemon compared the tumult over Clinton's emails to fireworks on the 4th of July. He said, "This is CNN Tonight. I'm Don Lemon, and when you're the first woman with a real shot at winning the White House, you know at least one thing for sure. The men at the top are going to have a lot to say about you." You remember how outraged Don Lemon was over the treatment of Sarah Palin by the men at the top? I do too. Remember how outraged Don Lemon was very mad about how the men at the top were treating Sarah Palin when she might end up being the first female vice president? I don't recall that either. I don't remember one word of that. But that's how Don Lemon led his report on Comey's 15-minute statement Tuesday, in which he did not recommend charges to be brought against Clinton for her conduct at the State Department. And then Lemon played some clips from Trump criticizing Hillary and of President Obama emphatically praising her, while on the campaign trail, Trump and Obama, both men, playing into Lemon's narrative that sexism may play a role. Now, for what it's worth here, this is a Washington Free Beacon story. They point out here that Clinton's gender was not brought up at all in Comey's remarks about her and the investigation into her private email server, nor did they play into Obama and Trump's commentary about her. So it's unclear why Lemon would make such a remark about an issue having nothing to do with gender. Precisely. Why did he bring it up? That's what liberals do. Remember, Hillary Clinton is automatically qualified. That has been decided. Hillary Clinton's automatically qualified. Anybody coming along and says she isn't, well, it can't be because she's not qualified, because she is. They've determined that. So it has to be something else. And what do they conclude? It's always going to be racism, sexism, bigotry, or homophobia. I mean, those are the things that the Republicans are routinely accused of, that conservatives are routinely accused of, and have been accused of for decades. And by the way, those are the things that Republicans bend over backwards trying to prove are not true, and have been doing that for decades. Such as agreeing with the idea that we need comprehensive immigration reform, largely in part, not only to satisfy donors who demand it, but to show the Hispanics that we do like you. We're not racist like the Democrats say. And of course, it never works. You're in the process here trying to prove the old thing about proving a negative, which you can't do, but it keeps you on defense as a result. So, anyway, Don Lemon, I mean, I know he doesn't speak for everybody. He's not a noted historian or anything, but it is evidence of my theory in a bit of just a slight bit. Now, there's a Rasmussen poll out. Now, I know what you're... Come on, Rush Rasmussen. Now, wait a minute, folks. There have been stories this week, I've shared them with you, about how the Republicans had better stop this business of rejecting the polls. Right? There was one, I can't remember who wrote it. I think it was Washington Post. I know I was mentioned in it as one of many who thought that the polls were wrong on Romney in 2006, or 2008. Sorry, 2012. This is only 4 years ago that Romney ran. It seems like ages ago. But he's right. I mean, whoever wrote the story was right. We did think that the polls had it wrong. We thought because of the midterms in 2010 and 2014 and these massive energetic crowds that Romney was getting, these polls have to be wrong. And we thought the polls